What about quarterback room? The Niners have three quarterbacks: Brock Purdy, Sam Darnold, Brandon Allen. Two of them are free agents. There's all kinds of speculation about, Justin Fields and Mac Jones and Zach Wilson and all these guys from past drafts that have not come of age or have been inconsistent are now on the trade market. In your ideal world, I love Joe Milton. We talked about Joe Milton, but Joe Milton probably is more of a developmental guy.
Mm-hmm.
And to be like slated as the number 3. So I'm okay with Joe Milton if they went Brandon Allen number 2. But in some worlds, it's like I'm thinking at that quarterback room, and I'm like, you know what? If you could get somebody who's a little bit more ready to go right now, then if Brock Purdy goes down, let's say Brock Purdy went down for 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
In the current scenario, the Niners are, we don't know who they're going to have as far as Darnold. I'm not a Darnold guy. I think if Brock Purdy this year went out for 6 or 7 weeks, the Niners would have lost games with Sam Darnold. I don't think Sam Darnold was good enough, but other people do. So if I say to you, give me your quarterback room for the Niners this upcoming year, what's the best quarterback room you can come up with?
Brock Purdy, Brandon Allen 2, and a rookie. I think it's feasible. And if I had to go for a rookie, that we could pick up and like get a real rookie. Don't get like,
who do you like?
Jordan Travis out of Florida State.
Let me ask you the ultimate question, Coach, because this is where they're slated to go. I'm just looking at Draft Tech, which is just a ranking system. It's nothing. It's not religion or anything. It's just they're just projecting. This is what they have. This is where they have the quarterbacks going.
Okay.
Caleb Williams 1, Drake May 3, Jaden Daniels 6, JJ McCarthy 13, Michael Penix Jr. 16, Bo Nix 27. So they have 6 quarterbacks in the first round, all going in front of the Niners. When the Niners hit the board, they're looking at Spencer Rattler, Michael Pratt, who the Niners did meet with, Joe Milton, Jordan Travis, Sam Hartman, Keaton Slovis, Devin Leary, Carter Bradley, Austin Reed. After that, it's a bunch of guys. But what do you think? Is which quarterback, what rookie do you want in there?
I'd take Jordan Travis. I like him, man. 3-star recruit, came out of West Palm Beach, Florida. Played a year at Louisville, then came over to Florida State. He's a good processor. I wouldn't say that he has a plus arm, but he's got an NFL arm, accurate, knows how to run an entire offense. And when he went down last year, that's something that, I don't know a lot of people who watch college ball, but I do. And he's got pro grade attributes. And as soon as that team went down, Florida State was kind of like the worst kept secret in college football as far as getting snubbed this year. If Jordan Travis would have played the entire year, Florida State may well, I don't know if they would have won the Natty, but they at least would have been in the playoff, in my opinion. One thing that I like about Jordan Travis is that he's got a good arm. He's accurate. He stands out with elite throwing mechanics from the waist up. He's really good with ball security. He's got disciplined footwork. And he's mentally sharp and consistent with demonstrating poise and rapid decision-making. I think that he runs a quick offense out there in Tallahassee, and he'd be somebody that has the skill set that could take what Kyle's going to give him, right? Because we've been here long enough. We know that if there's a quarterback that comes into the 49ers, he's going to be mentally stressed to be able to do exactly what he's asked to do. And I feel like that's the reason why Jordan Travis actually emerged from his earlier years, is because he got in a system that kind of took away all of the great attributes he has as an athletic runner and a mobile guy, and kind of strapped him into the pocket and made him carry out an offense. It's kind of what the Niners do. I think Jordan Travis will be a good little addition to us for our quarterback room.
I'm going Purdy as the 1, Brandon Allen back as the 3, And if I can, I'm making a trade for Mac Jones.
What
Now,
are you doing?
Because here's the thing.
Why,
Mac,
Larry?
well, because I don't want to see. I don't believe that a rookie or Brandon Allen, if Brock Purdy went down. I mean, the reality is it's the NFL. You could have a quarterback go down for 6 weeks.
That is
If you have a
nasty
quarterback,
work.
if you have a quarterback that goes down for 6 weeks, if you go 0-6, you've wasted a year on the quarterback. I think the Niners need to get a quarterback in there that has a lot of the same traits as Brock, who can play if Brock can't play. The reason I also like Mac Jones is Mac Jones is tied to a $2.79 million base salary this year. So that's all anybody who acquires him needs to pick up if they take a flyer on him. I think the Mac Jones that we saw as a rookie is more in line with who that guy really is. I'm a little concerned about the culture and his attitude and that kind of thing, but the Patriots are clearly looking to shop him.
I wonder why.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't get along with Belichick.
Okay.
And then they threw a bunch of defensive coaches at him for a year, and he wasn't very good. Then this last year, I mean, he's only heading into his age 26 season. And I mean, I know the Jets are shopping Zach Wilson, and I like Zach Wilson's potential too.
For
but
what?
I really do. Well, because Zach, to play quarterback in the NFL? I think. I mean, look at it this way. I did a little breakdown the other day. Okay,
get to it
on quarterbacks, right?
All right.
And right now, and this is the way this always works, and you and I know this. This is what I love about doing the stream with you. We can be honest with one another. Honestly, every year going into the draft, we talk about these quarterbacks like they're all going to make it. The year that we're talking about with Mac Jones and Zach Wilson and Trey Lance, everybody thought all those guys were going to be good. And then you fast forward to the present, and they're not good. So these guys are all Hall of Famers. Terry Bradshaw, Troy Aikman, Steve Young, Roger Staubach, Dan Fouts, Sonny Jurgensen, Kurt Warner, Lenny Dawson. They were all crap. They were all bad in their first 3 or 4 years. Then you look at these guys right now in the draft: Drake May, Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams, Michael Penix, J.J. McCarthy, Bo Nix. All 6 are projected to go in the first round. Everybody thinks all these guys are going to be great. But then we have this other group of quarterbacks that's in the league right now: Zach Wilson, Mac Jones, Sam Darnold, Kenny Pickett, Justin Fields, Kyler Murray, Daniel Jones, Davis Mills, Sam Howell, Trey Lance, Jake Browning, Drew Lock, Bryce Young, Malik Willis, Desmond Ridder, Aiden O'Connell. They're all under 27. 1 or 2 of those guys, Coach, is going to eventually be good. And I'm not sure which it is. And I don't know if the Niners know either. But I would almost rather take a chance knowing what I know about. I'd rather take a chance on one of those guys who's already failed.
Well,
I like Justin Fields' potential. I believe that Trey Lance is going to be good long term. I love Kyler Murray. I'd take him right now. And Zach Wilson, everybody thinks is awful right now. I think Zach Wilson just got into a bad situation. I think he'll have a decent career. Mac Jones had a good first year, then kind of has fallen on his face. I think if he gets into a better spot, could have a decent career. I think Bryce Young in a year or 2 is going to be pretty good. I mean, I'm just saying there's a lot of you pay a premium if you want the guys in the draft. And then there's these other guys who, are kind of been left for dead. And I just think that a few of those guys are going to be able to play. And if I'm the Niners, I want to save money on the cap so I can go spend it other places. You paid Sam Darnold $5-point-something million last year and Brandon Allen $1 million. How about pay Mac Jones 2.5, Brandon Allen, pay him $1 million, pay Purdy, $900,000, and have a super cheap quarterback room and see if you can go spend the money on an edge rusher or linebacker or a corner. You know what I'm saying? It's a hard cap. To me, they got so many picks. I would throw a day 3 pick to New England for Mac Jones and roll the dice. If Mac Jones was happy to be here in that number 2 role, because I mean, Darnold was cool with the role and wound up being a huge positive for Brock Purdy. If he hadn't been cool with the role, it wouldn't have worked out. So I got to find out, what Mac's mindset is. But if his mindset's okay, I'd take a shot on him. Why not?
All right. Well, let's take a trip back in time, way back.
Like dinosaurs?
To 2021,
okay.
Man.
All right.
One thing that just like I do, Larry, is that football is a game of process, right? And everything affects one another. And I feel like a lot of people like yourself are trying to answer this quarterback question where it seems as though that there are a lot more mediocre to young to, dare I say, trash quarterbacks in the league now that are falling off. And I feel like your explanation is nice because you're going back into time and looking at all of these guys who kind of stuck it through. But the facts is that a lot of these guys got overdrafted and they got over-evaluated because it was COVID. And there's a lot of guys who slipped through the cracks getting into the league, not just quarterbacks, but notably quarterbacks, because they're so noticeable that if there was a traditional year where we had the time to look at these guys and nobody was in a rush to be able to make news or make things happen, we would probably look at these guys a little bit more, especially throughout a COVID year. Like Zach Wilson got hot in a COVID year. Mac Jones was a one-year starter on a loaded Alabama team in a COVID year with the Heisman Trophy winner on his team and other first-round picks. Trey Lance was on a team that didn't even play a whole season, and he played 1 year in the COVID year. Like, so I kind of feel as though that a lot of these guys are who we thought they were when they first started into the league, but because quarterback is a romanticized position and we just want these guys to have as much opportunities as possible, some guys, then these guys get to retread and get a shot and get picked up somewhere else and get looked at as having a viable talent in the NFL. But for me, Mac Jones has played 42 games in the NFL. I know who the hell he is. When he first came into the league, he averaged 67% completion rate. All right. That was it. Since then, he's gone down. The year after that, he was 65. This year, he was 64. All right. He threw for 3,800 yards his first year, 29, and barely threw over 2,000 this year. And he's thrown over 10 picks every year he's been in the league, bro. So, no, I've seen enough. He got 42 games. All right. He's mid. All right. And he's got an attitude problem on that. You got to pick a struggle. You can't be athletically challenged and be a dick. Like, no. Like, no. That's like the fat chick being mean. It's like you gotta pick a struggle. You can't be ugly and mean. If you ugly, you gotta be nice.
But
okay?
You're a big Bama fan. You clearly saw Mac Jones play not just good, but awesome football for your team. Mm-hmm. So you're saying this despite having seen that. I mean, you saw him be really good. And people saying, why are you even bringing this up, Krug? I'll tell you why. There was a story that came out this week. NFL Network's James Palmer told Denver sports station that several coaches at the NFL Combine expressed that if Mac Jones had been a 49er, that the Niners would have already won multiple Lombardi trophies. Now, whether you agree with that or not, I'm probably not going to agree with that. I do see that Mac Jones has some value. I think he's pretty smart guy. I think he processes what he sees. I just didn't want him when they traded up to 3 because of what you're talking about, the physical limitations and the fact that maybe he had been made to look better because he played on an awesome Bama team. Mm-hmm. But if you could get him for a day 3 pick, to me, it's all about the price tag.
True.
If you can get him for a day 3 pick and pay him 2.5 million, I'd much rather do that than trade, 3 number ones and a 3rd round pick, move up, and then take him over Fields and Lance when Fields and Lance had so much more physical potential. Now, here we are a few years down the road. Lance has not gotten on the field at all. Fields has shown that high-end potential in glimpses, but he's also struggled.
He's not consistent at all.
And then Jones played well as a rookie, really well, and then really didn't play well the next couple of years. I'm just saying that I like
and they got to release him because he's due $25 million next year.
Mac next year.
Mac Jones. Sorry, yeah, Mac Jones.
Yeah, I mean, I'd take a 1-year flyer on this guy and see what he can do. I mean, here's my thing: if Brock Purdy goes down, but he's not done for the year. I don't want the season to go up in smoke because they don't have a backup that's ready to step in and play and win.
That's true.
And I don't really believe in Sam Darnold. I don't know what to believe in when it comes to Brandon Allen. So I don't know. That's my only real thing. I personally don't think Mac is a superstar, but I do think he can play efficient football in the Niners system with all the talent they have around him. And he would interest me. He would interest me, especially if the price were really low.
Yeah,
for 1 year.
As a backup, having him in the building. I mean, if Kyle likes him and the guy, they've shown that they're going to do it literally whatever they want. So if Sam Darnold was the next Steve Young, then, Mac Jones is the next Joe Montana. Who knows? We'll be hearing it by August. Who knows? So we'll see.